The piece is an epic work, and it tells the story of the Passion of Christ in the context of homeless people.
This story was, in biblical times, traditionally told from the male point of view exclusively. And here we have a version of the Passion told mainly from the female point of view.
The idea of it coming from a women's perspective, I happen to be Catholic and I have an affinity for Saint Mary, but I also have a thing for Mary Magdalene, and so I think that that's where we're coming from.
The majority of the actual story is seen from the point of view of Mary and Martha, and this, of course, being Mary Magdalene, the other Mary.
It's a piece that's about the meaning of the story, because why else would you pull in Dorothy Day and Latin American poets and Louise Erdrich, if not to say this is also a meditation on what it means to believe this story and follow the precepts that are inside it.
The poetry speaks instantly. It's not something you have to study to try to learn.
Having it be modern poetry as opposed to, religious texts that are, all in Latin or all in German, there's an added accessibility.
The suffering of the women and the suffering of Jesus are paired, and these two timelines of the story are brought together.
There are a number of interludes, which to me are some of the strongest music that John has written, that don't have words attached to them, that allow you to engage with the emotions that the text inevitably sets going.
For instance, a scene of night and the death of Jesus, the death of Lazarus, the resurrection of both are purely orchestral scenes, and this is something that John Adams really is brilliant at.
We take a language that we know, and by doing some things, tricks with the chorus, and combining sounds of different people saying different texts of a fixed piece, we achieve this sound that we think that the composer is looking for.
You can expect to come and hear fabulous and amazing rhythms, and of course this wonderful text that is varied.
John Adams is now considered the dean of American composers. You don't get the chance to perform music by living composers.
To do John Adams with David Robertson is always super exciting.
John Adams has used the text and constructed the piece. He actually gives the listener real time for spiritual contemplation.
It feels very passionate and real, and to me, very spiritually accurate.
The second half ends with the music of spring and resurrection, and Mary as the first person to see Jesus risen. He's the gardener. She does not recognize him, and he, in the voice of our three pure angelic countertenors, calls out her name twice, and the orchestra ends with this gentle, comforting music as Mary has found her own redemption.